welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm glad that you're joining me for this video today. Today we'll be doing another meal prep with me video. We have two different recipes that I'll show you. The first that I'll be showing you is a supreme pizza chicken bake. That one we haven't tried before. I just found that recipe on Pinterest recently, so I'll make sure I include that link down below and also let you know how I altered it a little bit for our likings. But that did turn out really good. I'm really excited to have that for this week. And the second is a Chipotle-style burrito bowl. We do that all the time. It's a really good option. Really easy to put together, and you can really alter it to your liking, so we really like that. As I've done before, I'll make sure I share the nutrition facts for each serving. That way you guys are aware of that and show you all the ingredients and how I do everything. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and let's get started. Okay, so first up we have our supreme pizza chicken bake. So here's everything you're going to need for this recipe. So we'll start with some shredded mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, some thin sliced chicken breasts, tomato sauce, Parmesan cheese, cooking spray, olive oil, some sliced olives, tomato paste, a bell pepper, onion, garlic powder, oregano, salt, pepper, and then for our side we have some pasta and zucchini. Now we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 400 degrees. First we're going to go ahead and slice up the vegetables. So we'll start by slicing up our bell pepper. And then we'll do the same thing and slice up our onion. So we'll start by peeling off the first couple layers and then cutting that into slices. I ended up using about half a medium onion on this. Next we're going to move on to preparing the zucchini, so we'll just cut that into pretty thin slices. And then for the smaller end we'll slice that in half, and then the bigger pieces we'll cut those into quarters. They're pretty similar in size. Now we're going to go ahead and prepare the sauce that's going to go in this. So we'll start with a full container of tomato paste. I'd use about a tablespoon of this, so to kind of make up for that, I added in a little tomato sauce, but you could skip this step if you had a full container. Then we'll add about a teaspoon of olive oil. And then for each of our spices, we're going to do about a teaspoon to taste. And we have salt and pepper, as well as some garlic powder and oregano. Now we're going to go ahead and stir everything so it's nice and combined. Now we're going to go ahead and prepare our pan. So we'll go ahead and spray it with some cooking oil and then lay down our thin sliced chicken breasts. Now we're going to go ahead and distribute out the sauce along top of the chicken, and then get that spread as evenly as possible.
That's good.
Once that's done, go ahead and distribute the onion evenly across the chicken and sauce. And do the same thing for the bell pepper. Next we'll go ahead and sprinkle out our shredded cheese. I used about a cup of this, maybe a little bit less. Next up we have our sliced olives. You can of course skip this step if you don't like olives, but we of course wanted to stick to the standard supreme bake, so we added that as well as some pepperoni. Then you go ahead and add it to the oven for about 30 minutes. And make sure you increase the cooking time if you do any thicker chicken breast. So now we're going to go ahead and prepare our sides. So we have a little oil added to a pan on medium heat that we're going to cook in the zucchini. You basically just want to saute this and move it around to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. And we're gonna add a little salt and pepper to this. You can of course add any seasonings that you like, but I really enjoy the taste of zucchini, so I typically just add salt and pepper. Once your pot of water is boiling, you can go ahead and add about 2 cups of pasta and cook according to the box or bag. Both of them we're just gonna stir around until done. Now, once the zucchini is at about translucent, you can go ahead and take it off the heat. And once the pasta's done, go ahead and strain it and then add it back to your hot pot. For this, we're just gonna add a little olive oil and Parmesan cheese. Now we're going to go ahead and distribute it out. So we'll start with the pasta and put that on the same side of the container where you're going to be putting the chicken bake. And then on the other side of the container, go ahead and add in the zucchini. Once 30 minutes is up on your chicken, go ahead and take that out, divide it into 4 servings, and distribute each to the container. And here's the final product. It is about 615 calories, but you can of course decrease that by leaving out the pasta or any of the cheese. So next we'll move on to our Chipotle-style burrito bowl. So here's everything we're going to need. We'll start with the meat that we'll be using. So we have a pork tenderloin, and then some light Mexican blend cheese, lettuce, beans, salsa, sour cream or Greek yogurt, corn, rice, lime juice, and cilantro. So we'll start by cooking up the meat that'll be in this. So you can either cook it in the stove or in the crock pot. Then we're gonna go ahead and start preparing the rice. So we'll start with a cup of jasmine rice. And then in the cooking process, we're gonna add about a tablespoon or 2 into the water that the rice will cook in. And then go ahead and get that started in either your rice cooker or on the stove. Once the meat is completely done, go ahead and cut it down the middle and check, and then just cut it into bite-sized pieces. If you did prefer to have this shredded, I would suggest cooking it in a slow cooker. I typically like to shred it, but it was a little tough when I cooked it in the oven. So just something to note, if you prefer to have it shredded, make sure you allow time to cook it in a slow cooker. Once your rice is done, we're gonna go ahead and add about a tablespoon or 2 of lime juice and another tablespoon of cilantro. You can of course change this amount, but this is what I like as far as flavor. Now we're gonna go ahead and assemble the bowls. So we'll start with the rice and just put about 1/4 of what we've cooked up into the bottom of each. Then we'll go ahead and divvy out our meat, again about 1/4 into each container. Next we'll go ahead and add our beans in. I did drain and rinse these, and then divvied out 1/4 of the can into each container. And then we're going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. You can skip this step if you'd like. It's all kind of a personal preference once you get to this part. Then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of corn into each container. And then the last step will be about 2 tablespoons of salsa in each as well. Once your warm ingredient container is set, we're going to go ahead and prepare the cold ingredients that you won't be reheating. So we'll divvy out our shredded up lettuce into each container. And then add in about a tablespoon of Greek yogurt or sour cream. And here is the final product for our Chipotle-style burrito bowls. This is about 580 calories as prepared. However, there's a lot of alterations that I kind of mentioned. Another thing you could do is swap out the rice for cauliflower rice, and you could really cut down on the calories if you wanted to, or change the flavors based on your preference. Alright guys, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and got some inspiration for some meal preps for yourself in the future. Again, if you have any questions on any of the recipes or have any recipe ideas that you want to share with me, make sure you leave those in the comments down below. I'll be happy to answer any questions and get any inspiration that you guys have for me. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so that you don't miss out on any of my videos. I'll be uploading every Wednesday and Sunday, doing different meal preps, recipes, lifestyle, grocery hauls, all sorts of different things. So don't miss out on those. Make sure you ring the notification bell so that you're notified when I upload those videos. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great day and I hope you have a great week. Thanks.